Fusion Lesson 15. This one we're going to add some features like rectangular array and non-symmetric extrusions and things like that. So follow along, pause when you need to. We're going to use our sketch tool and we're going to select the bottom one again. And we're going to start with our circle tool. You can click there, you can hit C for circle. And I'm going to draw two circles. Right on that origin point, we're going to dimension the smaller one first. That's going to be 0.75. And the outer one, that one's going to be 1.25. Okay, from here, we're going to create the rest of our first sketch. So we're going to use the line tool. And it doesn't really matter, we can make this tangent, so it's kind of hard to select that. There's a shortcut, but maybe I'll show that to you later. So we're going to come up at an angle, straight over, straight down. Make sure you get that alignment. If you need to force it, force it. And with this one, you can keep going until you get that tangent constraint, so that'll save you some time later. So let's go ahead and add in some of our constraints. We can make that one tangent. D for dimension. We'll give this an overall height of 2.5. And this line we will make 1.5. Use our constraints so that way we can save ourselves some dimensions. I need to add a line here, so straight from our origin, straight out, hit escape, right click, change that to a construction line. We're going to dimension from here to the center line. We want it to be half of 2.5, so 1.25. And we need a dimension to the center point. Now, that's a long way to kind of fight with this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that all the way in. If yours doesn't jump, that's fine. Dimension the end to our origin, and this one is going to be 3.5. So that finishes up this sketch. We can go directly to extrude, hit the E key, and we're going to select this, and we're going to go down, and we're going to go down a distance of negative 0.375. And we lost the rest of our sketch here, but we're going to go back over into sketches, turn it back on using the little I tool there, and hit extrude again. Now, this one we want to go up and down. It's going to make kind of a flange, so let's select direction, two sides. And we have our two distances here. We can kind of drag those out to see which one goes where. And this one going down, we're going to make that 0.875. Oh, too many decimals again. And the one going up, we're going to make that 1.5. So now we have our two dimensions there. Once you have that, make sure that it says join and click OK. And we are actually done with that sketch, so we can turn that off. Let's go ahead and on the bottom, let's add, we want a 90-degree here, so we're going to create a sketch on the bottom. Going to use our line tool, and sometimes it's hard to get it to snap to perpendicular, so I'm going to purposefully make it angled the wrong way. Use my constraints, horizontal, vertical, change it, and dimension this 0.375 away from that back edge. E for extrude, select that. We want to go down this direction, and we want to go a total of 0.75. So it's starting to look like something. We have a couple more things to add to this. We're going to create sketch again, so sketch, we're going to select this little L-shaped piece here on the side, and R for rectangle. And I'm not really concerned with where, I just want to draw a rectangle that's touching that top line. Dimension the height at 0.125, dimension the width at 0.5, and the distance from the backside at 0.5. E for extrude. This one we want it to go that direction. Cut, distance, all. So that way it goes the whole way across. Alright, now time for a few, a new tool. So we want to create a sketch. So we're going to use our sketch tool, and I want to make sure that I select the bottom of this trough here. And it'll bring everything into line. C for circle. And I want to purposefully put this off center just to practice. And we're going to dimension the diameter of that circle. And it is a diameter of 0.375. The distance from center to that side, we want to be in the center of that, and it was a 1/2 inch trough, so we're going to go 0.25. And from the end, we're going to go a distance of 0.375. E for extrude. This one, cut down through, distance, all. Okay. So I want 3 across here, but I only have to draw 1. And then I can use the Create Pattern tool. So I go to my Create menu, Pattern, and Rectangular Pattern. And what I can do is select Features. Make sure that you have features. Sometimes faces is selected, so features. And select that whole feature. And then direction, pick a line. And that will orient the direction, and you can drag this out to see what you got. So right now, it's going to make a 3 by 3 array. That's why there's quantity. So we want this quantity to be 1. And 3, because we want 1, 2, 3 holes. And instead of extent, so you can go total distance, that'll mean from this one to your last one, how far apart should those be, and then this one will be in the center. So what I want to do is spacing for this one. So the spacing that I'm going to have in between is going to be 0.875. Oop. Double decimals. And I can visually confirm that by going to my top view. Yeah, that looks balanced there. Click OK, and it drops those holes in. So let's do that one more time before we finish the sketch here. So on the back, we're going to put another bolt pattern. We're going to do our shortcut for Create Sketch. And grab our circle tool with C. So I'm just going to randomly draw a circle in there. We can give it a diameter. This one we're also going to make 0.375, just like the ones on top. Our distance from the bottom is going to be 0.375 as well. And our distance from the side is going to be 0.5. E for extrude. Select that. Cut. Distance. All. Okay. So now I have that whole feature in. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do pattern, rectangular. Features should already be there, but make sure that you select features. Spacing should still be there. Direction, pick a line that's heading the direction that you want it to go. And I like to drag it out just to see what I'm working with. We want 2. And if you leave this at 0, you don't actually have to change that number. But our spacing here is going to be 1.5. Oh, too many decimals. 1.5. And that should put them even spacing there. Now, I want to show you something here. Because I did the cut all feature, what can happen is it cuts through everything. That's why we got these 2 little divots here. What it did is that's where the holes line up. So to fix that, what I can do is I like to make sure that I can see everything, and it was this extrusion here. And if I double click on it, what I can do then, instead of saying all, I can use that to object again, and this time select that face. Now it's not going to cut through the entire thing, and I can update it. So that way it's not notching into this piece like it shouldn't be. So make sure that you save the project, make sure you take a screenshot, and submit it to Canvas.